Well, welcome to Baringo News. It is one of these shows that we are doing on the road. We are moving from one place to another to get the views of the Mwananchi and of course the leadership of the county. And today we are looking at the continuous voter registration. And right now we are in Tiaty, and with us here is Hon Kamket, the MP for Tiaty. He's a first-time MP, and looking at the progress of voter registration in his constituency, it is way higher than even the national average. One of the wards, which is Silale, is recording a high of 98%. And the question is, how are they managing to get such numbers when wards like Bartabwa, where one of the most vocal MCAs comes from, is recording a low of 13%? What could be the reason? And that's what we are going to look at tonight. Thank you and welcome. Mheshimiwa, karibu sana. And thank you for creating time that we can have this conversation. Ndio tuweze kujua Tiaty mbona iko mbele katika the process of voter registration. Looking at the numbers ya Baringo, Tiaty is at about 6,000 right now. It is at an average of 55%, when other constituencies like Baringo North and Ravine are struggling at 15-17%. Karibu kwanza, maybe you can introduce yourself, then we can have the conversation.
Do I need to introduce myself? I'm the member of parliament for Tiaty.
Maybe.
No, you said it yourself. I'm the member of parliament for Tiaty.
Well, karibu sana.
Mighty Tiaty.
Mighty Tiaty.
Yes.
All right. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Naendeleaje?
Tuko poa.
Uh-huh.
In the circumstances.
Which circumstances again?
In the circumstances of drought, a little bit of harassment here and there, and deservedly. But we are keeping well. God is great.
That's great, even as we are doing fine. Now, we've seen the numbers. The numbers are growing. As of Monday, you were at 5,100 and something, and then the following day, it was at 5,600 and a few numbers on top. What is the secret behind these ballooning numbers of voters in Tiaty?
Well, first of all, personally, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that people are surprised. I'm surprised that people are surprised. But personally, as a resident of Tiaty and a person who is in position of power, I know what's going on in Tiaty.
Yeah.
Number one, it is expected, in my view.
Yeah.
Because first of all, the population of Tiaty is the highest in Baringo from the last census.
Yeah.
Those figures, even as we take them as the official figures, personally, as a person coming from Tiaty, I think the figures were a bit suppressed. Because from what we know and from what is going on, we know that Tiaty should have surpassed the 200,000 mark by now.
The population.
Population.
As of 2019 census, we are at Tiaty is at 153,000.
Yes. So I'm saying those figures, in my view, are a bit suppressed for various reasons. I think there are places which are completely unreachable.
Yeah.
The census clerks were unable to reach those places, and so there's a lot of inaccessibility in terms of roads, and some of our people have migrated to Samburu County, others have migrated to Turkana County, but they are the people of Tiaty.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not surprised then, therefore, that we are recording these high figures in terms of voter registration, because one, there's a truism that we've been expecting would happen.
Yeah.
And we've been proved right, that there is an explosive youth population in the country, and especially in places like Tiaty, where 90% of the population does not practice modern day family planning. And with improved health services, there is infant mortality rate has gone down to a great extent, and therefore there is an explosive youth population. That population is coming of age now.
Yeah.
And that population is a population that is that's taken their identification as Kenyans, and they're the ones now who have registered as new voters.
Yeah.
And then we have also, that is a truism that we've been expecting would happen, and it has come to pass. Two, we have done our part also as the leadership of Tiaty. We've moved around. We've not sat on our laurels. We've been moving up and down all over the constituency.
Yeah.
And we have been, I think people have responded in terms of sensitization.
And I think that is where we would dwell on, because you look at constituencies like Eldama Ravine, which has the second largest population after Tiaty in Baringo. It's recording a low of 17%. And when you talked about the population, I think it may not be so much about the population. Could it be, what is it really about the people of Tiaty getting more sensitization, unlike other people of Baringo County, or is it an exciting thing for these young people to obtain a voter's card and to participate in making a decision in their leadership?
I think it's a combination of both. It's a combination of an explosive youth population.
Yeah.
And it's a combination of a lot of sensitization by us and even by the Commission IBC.
Yeah.
I must appreciate the officer on the ground and his team. And also what we have done, we must congratulate ourselves also as the leadership of Tiaty. And then there is that youthful exuberance of these young men and women who have acquired these new documents, national identification, and they are eager to exercise their civil duty.
Okay.
So I think it's a combination of a lot of factors.
Well,
and in spite of the fact also that there have been a lot of police operations in Tiaty, I think people have managed to develop a bit of resilience, because some of these operations are also quite unfair, because there is people are accused that all of you are bandits, yet we have it's a very huge population. A few criminals cause trouble here and there, and then the police come hard on the entire population. I think there is a bit of also a determination by the people to show the world that we are not who you think we are.
And I think we'll still come back to that. You've talked about the mobilization. How have you managed? You are the highest office. You're holding the highest office. You are the MP there, and the constituency has 7 wards. How have you managed to, or rather, what strategies did you put to ensure that you do proper mobilization to a level of achieving a 98% again as a target that has been placed by the IBC?
Simple. We are present on the ground.
Present on the ground.
Yes, we are present on the ground. Personally, I'm present in Tiaty every other weekend.
Yeah.
And even now, Parliament is on recess. I'm not going to Nairobi until this thing is done. So we are on the ground. We are on the go. We are talking to our people, and they are responding. And people desire to be led. People always desire to be shown the right way, and they urge you on when you're telling them the right things. They'll always urge you on, and they'll always do the right thing. And that's what we've been doing. We've been preaching peace amongst our people, tell them, let us live peacefully amongst our neighbors, and let us demonstrate to the entire world that Tiaty is actually indeed mighty Tiaty.
Well, you've heard. It's about the leaders of Tiaty being in touch with their people. Is your leader in touch with you? Maybe that's something that you need to really think about, because at the end of the day, if you look at the numbers, Tiaty is leading, and you've heard from the highest office holder, who is the MP for Tiaty, that is Mheshimiwa William Kamket, and he's saying that it is out of their close touch with the people of Tiaty that they have managed to do serious mobilization. Now, you are talking of being in touch. Does it mean also you as the leadership of Tiaty are speaking the same language that you've managed to mobilize such numbers?
I thought you, as a good student of history or political,
I'm not sure if I am. Yeah.
You must go back to the results of 2017 elections. You are aware that Tiaty is homogeneous politically.
True.
Okay, yeah. We are the only homogeneous constituency in terms of all elected leaders
coming from one party,
coming from Kanu, not just one party, coming from Kanu.
Yeah,
me as a member of parliament and all the 7 MCAs,
yes.
And we are all speaking the same language. We continue to do so up to now, and we will do the same in 2022. So we are very homogeneous politically. So we have no issue we have no competition amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
And the people have given us that we have absolute mandate from the population of Tiaty.
Well, to the next question, and I'm sure it is the elephant in the room and everybody would be wanting to hear that. What do these numbers mean? You have an additional 5,000 voters, which I know the number may even clock 7,000 by the end of this registration period, which will be ending on the 2nd of November 2021. What does this mean to the politics of Baringo?
Tiaty has always been the deciding factor in terms of the politics of Baringo. Any serious politician who is looking for a county position will always want to win Tiaty.
Sure.
Because we vote together
as a block.
And if you look at the figures, there are 3 county positions: the governor, the senator, and the women representative.
Yeah.
If you look at, if I may start with the last one, the women representative. By the time the elections were closing in 2017, the Honorable Gladwell, current women rep, was trailing.
True.
In larger Baringo. When Tiaty arrived, she won the seat.
Yeah.
So that has been because she Gladwell understood, and she came and joined with us, with my team, and understood that for you to win Baringo, you have to win Tiaty. And the same applies. Even although Senator's victory was overwhelming in the entire county, but indeed it is true that we contributed a lot in terms of the constituency of Tiaty.
Yeah.
Where I know was a bit of a split was on the governor. There was a bit of a split, but with those two, it was always a block. So, as it happened in 2017, we expect the same to happen in 2022.
Yeah.
I expect the figures. This is massive. What do you call this one? This current voter registration is called. There is continuous voter registration, and there is this current one, enhanced voter registration, whatever name they give it.
Yeah.
I believe that by the end of this deadline of Tuesday, maybe we'll have clocked 7,000 or more.
Yeah, based on the rate.
New voters.
Yeah.
But with continuous voter registration, up to, I don't know, the deadline is March or when, we expect Tiaty to have hit 10,000 new voters. And you know, listen, we're doing this even in spite of the fact that the registration kits are shared and distances are far and wide. Do not forget also that Tiaty is half of Baringo County.
In terms of landmass?
In terms of landmass. Tiaty is 5,000 square kilometers. Baringo is 10,000.
Yeah.
So there are great distances also. So the sharing of kits is a problem.
Yeah.
If there was one kit per polling station, my friend, we would be talking about crazy figures here, because the people are there. The people are there, and we want to appreciate devolution. In as much as there are problems with the devolved health units, we believe they can do better. But the little they have achieved in the last 8 years or 9 years is indeed commendable in terms of saving the lives of infants.
Yeah.
And so that's why there is now the enhanced growth of population. By the way, the difference between you and me is that you have only one wife. And perhaps 2 children.
That's true.
With the Bible and family planning. Me, as a man from Tiaty, I have an average of 5 wives at my age. Several children, I will not tell you the number. No family planning. No, how are we competing?
Absolutely no competition. And are you mentioning the picture in Tiaty, or are you speaking?
No. I'm the member of parliament for Tiaty. I'm not speaking for myself. I don't speak for myself.
So that's a representation of how things are happening there.
Yes, I don't speak for myself. I speak for the people of Tiaty. And that is the average number of domestic endowments.
So does that mean that with the devolution, as you're saying, the health services have improved, and also the cultural practices, marrying many wives, and of course, again, not having very conscious limit of how many children one would have. How do you see the population of Tiaty maybe in the next 10 years when we are doing another census in 2029?
Yeah, I expect Tiaty in the next 10 years will be, we are now at 153. I think it is very high chances of either doubling or even tripling.
Doubling, tripling. So tripling, we are talking of 450,000.
Yes.
In 10 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's crazy. I'm telling you. And given the fact that these figures, like I said, are a bit suppressed, okay, and we expect now with more infrastructure, we expect the implementation of equalization fund moving forward. So we will do more roads. So we'll be able to access the more rugged terrains of Tiaty where the census clerks were not able to access. We'll be able to access the people of Tiaty who have immigrated into Turkana County and into Samburu County, and also those who had migrated to Laikipia. Okay, so it's generally, even among us, the Kalenjin nation, the largest population, of course, the people with unassailable lead in terms of population is the Kipsigis. Okay, rightly so, because of the title Kipsigis. but then followed by the Nandi, and then the Pokot is number 3 among us, the Kalenjin. So I expect we will overtake the Nandi in a very short time.
Wow. So now the
Kipsigis is unassailable.
You've projected the numbers, the population numbers, and that brings me to my next question. The current rate of voter registration vis-a-vis the national politics. You've acknowledged the fact that Tiaty is a homogeneous constituency.
Politically,
you would go into one political line and you would make a decision in unison. What does it mean to the politics of the country now that Baringo also has a presidential candidate?
Well, we are the home of KANU. We expect, we are very happy, first of all, as members of KANU, that for the first time in 20 years, we shall have a presidential candidate. I walk tall as a member of KANU. I'm very proud. And we do not just have another candidate, we have pedigree. Pedigree.
I like your confidence.
Okay, pedigree. Hey, wewe. Mtoto wa Simba ni Simba. So we are very proud as members of KANU, and I'm very proud personally as a personal friend to Senator Gideon Moi, and as a resident of Baringo. I'm very proud that it's not easy to get somebody to that level of a presidential candidate. It's not easy. So as to now, what we expect KANU will form part of the larger coalition that we are building. Already we are in One Kenya Alliance, and we are negotiating with other like-minded political organizations like ODM, Jubilee, and others who are like-minded. And we expect to, in my estimation, we expect to build a very formidable political juggernaut in the next few months. I believe February is key.
I was seeing the governor of Nakuru saying that January is when the wedding will happen.
Yeah, January is January. We know, January has 45 days.
Yeah.
All the Christmas hangovers and school fees and problems like that. People might be having a little too many problems to talk about politics in January. That's what I'm saying, safely February.
Well, you're talking about the national politics, and you seem to have some level of confidence that the Pokot community, who dominate Tiaty and West Pokot, with the homogeneous approach to your politics as a community. There was a time you were telling some of the MPs in Baringo that in 2022 you will come begging at the gates of Statehouse. Do you think that will happen with the current infiltration of the UDA, the new party?
The give credit to where it's due. The wheelbarrow people are trying. I must give credit to them. They are really trying, but under very difficult circumstances. they are our friends. We wish them very well.
Yeah.
But I think the die is cast in terms of who will lead this nation and who will not. It's all written in the stars. So, there is working hard. And working smart. What I see the wheelbarrow people doing is working very hard. But for us, I think we are working smart. And it's a matter of conjecture how you look at it. But I foresee a situation where this time in the Supreme Court, someone else will be on the other side, and we'll be on the other side. So.
Well, the confidence that you have that KANU will form the next government is quite, I think everyone should have such confidence in what they do. Really.
Let me correct you. It's not only KANU. I said KANU, and we are coming together to form a big coalition, a coalition of the willing, a coalition of like-minded political organizations. We are likely, from what I'm seeing happening, we are likely to come up with a party of parties, like what happened in 2002, the National Rainbow Coalition. So I think I see history repeating itself. And so that's how I see 2022 happening.
There was a time you had said BBI would turn out to be a political party. Do you think you made the wrong prophecy?
No. I'm right in what we are doing now. This is BBI in everything but name.
Azimio la Umoja.
Yes, well, all of that. Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Alliance is the same. It's all about one. Yeah.
Well, you're a first-term MP. Where do you get all this confidence and the feeling that you would even control the politics of Rift Valley? There was a time you're telling the president to even overhaul the cabinet. We can see a few changes here and there. You were telling Mheshimiwa Cheptumo, your neighbor here in Baringo North, that one of the days you'll be coming to beg at State House for you to open the gate. Where do you get all this confidence?
Cheptumo is already knocking. I'm told he wants to be senator for Baringo, so he's knocking on the doors of Tiaty already. So he has to knock properly and knock really hard. So, well, I don't know. I'm a first-time MP, but I'm not a greenhorn politician. Remember, I was your speaker for Baringo for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I've worked with politics all my life. Yeah, so I'm not, people give a lot of credence to that elective position at that time, but we have been around for a while. Even my background in journalism and working in the Parliament of East Africa, having gone to university in Uganda, worked in Tanzania, in the entire region. So I'm not your ordinary first-time politician, the first-time member of parliament.
Well, we'll come back to ask as of whether you have the confidence of coming back or not. But before that, maybe I should give you the current standing numbers for the voter registration per constituency in Baringo County. And towards the end also we'll be asking Mheshimiwa to give us, maybe to suggest to other leaders on how best they can increase these numbers. Because at the end of the day, I think it's about the constituency and growing into the county. And at the moment, Tiaty is leading at 5,051 votes, new voters, with a target. Again, as a target, they are at 55%. By Tuesday, we are talking of Tiaty should have registered 9,259 voters. That is the target according to the IBC. Baringo Central is coming second at 2,714. That translates to 22%. Baringo South, that is Marigat, is coming at the third place. That is 2,287, which translates to 22%. Mogotio is at 18%. That is 1,873. Baringo North, 2,017 at 15%. And Eldama Ravine, 2,996. Which may look high, but in terms of percentage and the target new voter population, it is lying at 17%. With this, you notice that there are some constituencies that Tiaty has tripled. Like Baringo North is at 15%. If you multiply 15 by 3, that is 45. So it's even more than 3 times the number. So in general, Tiaty is doubling the rest of the constituencies. And the total number of newly registered voters in Baringo is 16,938. And majorly, these are youthful population because these are people who recently acquired their IDs. And the county totals is at 23%. One of the reasons why we're having this conversation is part of our role as a media to push for people to be engaged in their leadership. And you can only be engaged, or rather in making a decision on who will become your leader if you have a voter's card. So you still have another 7 days to get yourself that weapon, or maybe the tool that you would use to participate in making the decision on who becomes your governor, your senator, women rep, the MP, and the MCA. Baringo County has a target of 73,709 voters. A population that would even be enough to make someone a governor or a senator. In the previous elections, the Senate seat was won at around 100,000. The governor, I think they were fighting between 80 and the other one trailing at 60,000. So you can see how those numbers look like. And to you, Mheshimiwa Kamket, what would you tell these other constituencies? You've seen how the numbers are very low. Like Eldama Ravine, we would say they should have been the people with the highest numbers because they're a bit exposed. Maybe Baringo North Kidogo, we can say it's as remote as Tiaty. But again, Tiaty is remote and they are giving huge numbers. What can you tell the leadership and the professionals in the area?
Well, I do not really want to speak about my colleagues' leadership out of respect.
Yeah.
But they can copy from what we've been doing.
Yeah.
I do not know. I have not been to Ravine for a while, so I do not know whether the leadership of Ravine are present in Ravine or leadership of Baringo North are present at home.
Yeah.
I do not know about them.
Yeah.
I see my neighbor Chef Songol always on some social media here outside the assembly. I wonder when he goes to Bartabwa.
Uh-huh.
But they can copy from what we've been doing. You know, all, like I said earlier, human beings and populations or a people want to be close to their leadership.
Yeah.
That's what we've been doing all along.
Yeah.
But, well, Tiaty is remote. Tiaty is remote.
In quotes.
In
Why?
quotes. But the youthful population is way ahead of us. I can assure you. Even those boys and girls who have not gone to school, you give them this phone, this smartphone, and in a few minutes they know how to use it. You understand? And other gadgets. So I do not understand how the current young people have become so techno savvy, and they will tell you what's happening in the country. When you find them in the evenings, when they are after looking after their goals and whatever, they start giving you political analysis of the country. They can even predict what's, you know. So all I can say is that there is no magic other than being present and sensitizing the people.
All right. Yeah. You've heard. It's about being present with the people and sensitizing these people to do exactly what needs to be done. It may not just be about voter registration. It could be any other exercise that involves the Mwananchi and that would lead to the progressive growth of your area of leadership. We were talking of Silale at 98%. Apparently, that was the figure as of 25th. As of 26th, it has already surpassed the target. The target was 735. They are at 743. So they are already 101%. That is the leading ward among the 30 wards in Baringo County. The list of the wards which has registered the lowest percentage is Lembus Perkera at 12%. In Baringo, that is in Eldama Ravine, and again in the county overall. I look at the best performing ward in every constituency. So in Eldama Ravine, we have Lembus Perkera doing a low of 12%, and we have 21%, that is Ravine ward, the ward that is covering Eldama Ravine town. Maybe that is